back with another video, so you know it's that time. Let you know what's on my mind. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out the other videos when you got time. Real quick, I'm gonna holler at you about 3 things that you need to forgive yourself for. One of the most important things you can do to move forward in life is forgive yourself. And it's also one of the hardest things people do. You know, people blame themselves for all kind of tragedies and things that happens in their life, you know, when they necessarily may not be at fault. But even if you was at fault, you know, you gotta forgive yourself in order to move forward. So the first thing you need to forgive yourself for is the mistakes that you made based on the things you didn't know. You know, if you didn't know it at the time, you just didn't know it. And you made the mistake and it happened for it to be a lesson, because what comes from a lesson? You learn shit that you didn't know before. You made the mistake because you didn't know. The problem come in when you keep making the same mistake when your ass know better. So when you do that more times than not, your consequences become more severe each time, and you know, and it just pile up and it get harder and harder to overcome, you know. And to be real with you, that will make it hard for a lot of people to forgive themselves too, because they still dealing with the residual consequences of the things that happen, you know. So it make it hard to forgive yourself once you still dealing with the consequences of the things that you cause yourself. A lot of times, if you still dealing with the consequences, all it take for your ass to change. So go ahead, make the necessary change that you need to make. That way you won't continue to deal with the consequences. And once you start dealing with the consequences because of those changes you made, because you stop making those same mistakes over and over again, and it'll make it easier to forgive yourself. Also, this is very important too. You gotta accept that some of the consequences that came from some of the stuff you did, that they just ain't gonna go nowhere. You got that, you know, that's just the consequences of the mistakes that you made, even though you didn't know. And so you just gotta accept that some consequences can't be changed. And once you go ahead and accept it, it'll make it easier to forgive yourself. So that's number one. You know, forgive yourself for the mistakes that you made that when you didn't know. And if you keep making the same mistakes even after you know, then just stop that dumb shit. Second thing you need to forgive yourself for. Forgive yourself for the type of people that you allowed in your life, you know, and that kind of go back to number one, because the people that you allow in your life, you know, you only know them to a certain extent. Even if you know them all your life, you still don't know people as well as you think you know them. You're not with nobody 24 hours of their life the same way ain't nobody with you 24 hours of your life. But you got to forgive yourself for the people that came into your life that served you no purpose, that went no good. Because why? Because you didn't know. So you made the mistake of letting them in. Hopefully, once you did know, you got rid of that person, or hopefully you're about to make that step to get rid of that person. So number 3, you gotta forgive yourself for not taking advantages of the opportunities that you had. This is a thing that a lot of people don't acknowledge. I know that I constantly think about this, not that I regret it, or you know, I just, because I feel like what's for me is gonna happen however it need to happen. And you should really look at it like that too, because what's with you ain't gonna miss you. It's gonna hit you. Everything that's for you gonna be for you, and you're gonna receive it in your life. And just, as long as you're on the right path, just look at it all as a blessing. So don't really regret and blame yourself for the missed opportunities, or the opportunities that you had that you really didn't take advantage of the way that you should have. The best thing you can do about that is to forgive yourself, 1, and then 2, you know, keep putting yourself in a position to have bigger and better opportunities for you. And a lot of times, once you come into it knowing yourself and you get in alignment, the things that really come to you gonna end up being better than the things you thought you wanted in the first place. This is what we're gonna say. You ain't missed on opportunities. You just freed yourself up for the better opportunities that you got coming. That's what we gonna say. Whether it be a relationship, a career choice, or whatever it is, you know, just keep working to put yourself in those positions. So if you messed up a good relationship you had, and you know that was an opportunity for you to, you know, find whatever love that you were searching for, just keep bettering yourself, keep putting yourself in a position to meet more people. As long as you aligning yourself and doing the things it is to grow and become a better person, then the universe will get in alignment with you and send you what you need. Tell yourself that. Quick recap, man. 3 things you gotta forgive yourself for. The mistakes you made when you didn't know what you know now, so you don't make the mistakes no more. Number 2, you gotta forgive yourself for the wrong people that you allowed in your life. Now you know, because you learned from number 1, you ain't making that mistake no more, so you're not gonna worry about, you're gonna not have to worry about number 2 no more, right? Right. All right. And number 3 is you gotta forgive yourself for the opportunities that you fucked up, or either that you missed. So with that being said, that's today's video, man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check out the other videos when you got time. Stay on your gridiron. Don't let nobody stop you. You don't need validation from nobody but yourself. Till next video, I'm up out of here. Peace, love, gone.
The sun illuminates the eyes behind behind these tinted lens. Deep within your mind is hidden gems. Take the time to dig. Always so conscious with no conscience, feel unconscious still. How can we budget trying to bond all these monthly bills? They taught us lies about the world that really wasn't real. Hidden agendas that have still yet to be revealed. They took the minds of our little girls and